Hold on. What? Nope, not on her watch. Chrissy Lampkin's baby news was interrupted by Jim Jones's mother. It's like a security guard at the club Chili. Jim's relationship. What is actually taking place here? Does Mama Jones know something we don't? No, or is she just being overly protective as usual? Never heard of the so-called baby or Chrissy? Is this merely a public relations stunt? Or are we actually seeing a real-life family tragedy unfold? We're going to get deep into this messy, drama-filled story, so stay put. I promise you, this drama is messier than we could have ever imagined. Since the streets are talking and this most recent bombshell is a pending everything, let's talk about the Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin scenario. The entire world knows that Jim and Chrissy have been dating since the early 2000s and have been together for decades. But Jim hasn't formally been married yet. This is due to the fact that, let's not forget, Chrissy proposed to him years ago, and the man still chose not to get married. Listen, Chrissy has been under fire for staying in the spotlight throughout the years. Sir, you have a woman getting down on one knee, and you're still out here moving like it's 2003. Be for real, she said, and criticizing her for maintaining a relationship that never ended in marriage, as well as labeling her a lifelong girlfriend. However, now we have a narrative twist that nobody anticipated. Chrissy is pregnant. What's the holdup, even if her face is flushed? That Chrissy was too preoccupied with her life and her enterprises to consider parenting as a part of her journey, and that she made it obvious on Love and Hip Hop years ago that she didn't want children. This tea is Jim Jones seemed as confused as the rest of us, and his response to the news was cold. Jim Jones was gazing around as if someone had just informed him that he had been picked into the NFL at the age of 47 when the news went viral online. And suddenly he was in total shock. If you are familiar with Jim's mother, Nancy Jones, you are aware that she has been involved in his affairs since the beginning and is the quintessential pushy mother. She probably still tells Jim to put on his clothes. Mama Jones has never really liked Chrissy, so did she celebrate, put on a grandmother's sweater, and start knitting tiny baby booties when she found out about the baby's arrival. She's the type that calls him a dozen times a day to check in before leaving the house. The type that still feels resentment toward Chrissy for proposing to her son as if she were trying to rob him of his manhood. And let's face it, Mama Jones has never really liked Chrissy. No. Family sources claim that Mama Jones was incensed, though she wasn't only displeased but flatly denied that this baby is Mama. Jones has allegedly been telling people that she is too old to have children now, and that if she really wanted children, she should have had them years ago, in addition to being disrespectful to Chrissy. It gets worse since she allegedly told those close to her that she would not accept this child as her grandson, in addition to rejecting the idea of having a child. If I understand correctly, you are telling me before the child is even born, before they are able to breathe, and before they are ever known as a Jones. Jim has been far too silent about this pregnancy while Mama Jones is out there ending it. You know, when a man is too quiet, it simply indicates that he is either trying to figure out how to lie successfully or that he knows something we don't. But let's be honest, it seems like both. Go slowly, ma'am. Mama Jones has already determined that they don't exist. Before you start disowning them, you might want to give this baby at least a chance to survive the pregnancy. Let's move on to the actual disaster. I'm in the Matrix. If this were a celebratory moment, wouldn't you be out here posting ultrasound pictures, making an official statement about how happy you are? Nope. Just starts laughing nervously and changes the topic, sir. But hold. On this is where things get complicated because it was recently revealed that Jim and Chrissy aren't even living together at the moment. Excuse me? But you're telling me that they don't even live together, in addition to expecting a child together. What is going on right now? As everyone knows, Jim has been living on the streets for a while now, enjoying his share of comfortable friendships and party nights with side babes. Begs the question, is this infant really Jim's? You would believe that someone had just given him a paternity test on live television based on the way he has been acting so distant, reserved, and avoidant. Does Mama Jones know something if she's already shutting down? She may be sloppy, but she's always brilliant at recognizing falsehoods. When males begin behaving, what happens? Yes, you are aware of my destination. Behind the scenes, there is a lot of speculation that this baby may not even be Jim's. You can be certain that we will have the receipts, even though we do not currently have them, since Chrissy's next action will determine everything. This is where the story takes a crazy turn. Will she retaliate and disprove everyone? Will she reveal the DNA results to stop the hater? Or will there be an even more shocking revelation that no one anticipated? We do not know, however, that Mama Jones will not permit her beloved baby boy to raise a child for someone else. She will make sure everyone knows it if she even suspects that this baby isn't truly descended from the Jones family. My friends, when I tell you that, things just get more messy. That's when it gets genuine. In other words, Chrissy will not passively listen to Mama Jones's speech without responding with a loud clap. Chrissy ultimately to confront the claims when all of this turmoil started to circulate. As if she knew she was going to unleash bombs, she appeared on Instagram Live with her hair and nails done and her face perfectly beaten. And you guys are really out there talking nuts. Pretending that I'm lying about being pregnant? What kind of sick person would do that? Let's be clear first. Jen's period is this baby, followed by Chrissy's. She didn't stop there though. Mama Jones became upset when people started calling her unreliable and claiming that Chrissy couldn't have children since it was too late. You guys love to act like I'm the bad guy, like I've been some villain in this family for years, she continued, staring straight into the camera. But let's be honest, the real problem isn't me, it's his mama. Additionally, I'm tired of acting like nothing is wrong. Because, let's face it, Mama Jones has been on Chrissy's neck from the start. Calling her out on love and hip-hop and repeatedly making shady comments about her not being a decent wife, Chrissy expressed exactly what we've all been thinking for years. This mother is attempting to claim that this child isn't Jin's, even though it's clear that she never intended Chrissy to be a part of the family in the first place. The actual gag comes in here because Chrissy wasn't having any of it. Soon as she shut down everything, Chrissy dropped A at the end of the day. I don't need anybody's approval. I don't need Jim's mama to accept my child. My baby will be just fine without all that negativity. And boom, there it is. Chrissy essentially said, I'm done trying to be accepted by this family. And you already know what happened next. Mama Jones wasn't going to let that go, and she responded on Instagram. Within hours, leaving everyone in shock. I've dealt with a lot of nonsense over the years, but this right here is some foolery I don't understand, she added. The internet is exploding with some people supporting Chrissy and saying that she's had enough and that people should let her live, while the other half of people are supporting Mama Jones and saying that she might actually be right because, let's not forget, Jim hasn't said a word. Regardless of what anyone says, something isn't adding up, and she's doubling down. Mama Jones is sticking to her statement that she doesn't think this baby is real. She doesn't trust Chrissy, and she won't let Jim get played. The reason for the loud silence is that if this was really his baby, he would have stopped it all by now and would have been protecting his woman, child, and family. However, nothing happened, and then the next bomb went off because just when we thought things couldn't get any stranger, a woman named Tasha came forward with accusations that have everyone in the world in stitches. Hold on, excuse me? This has just turned into a whole Maury series. She claims to have been having an affair with Jim behind closed doors for over a year. And guess what? She is also carrying his child. The question now is, who is telling the truth? Is Chrissy really pregnant? Is Tasha fabricating this? Or is Jim playing both of them at once? This is where things get really crazy because Jim was spotted in Miami shortly after these accusations were made with a different woman who is currently winging and isn't Chrissy or Tasha. The internet is in full meltdown mode. And people are dragging Jim for being messy, playing games all the time, and letting his mother run his life even as a grown man. Let's face it, they're not wrong. Now, in 2025, Jim is still acting like a 20-something rapper who just made his first $1 million. Okay. And Chrissy is over here trying to convince everyone that she is pregnant with his child. Okay. Jim has had decades to prove himself to Chrissy by stringing her along, making empty promises, and allowing outside drama to get in the way. This story is far from over, baby, because at this point, there's only one thing that can resolve all of this: a DNA test. If Jim refuses to take one, well, we already know what that means, and if he does take one, it turns out he's been cheating on Chrissy. It makes sense that another woman is also claiming to be carrying his child. And you know Mama Jones is going to have a field day with this, because if there's even a chance that Jim got another woman pregnant, you can be sure Mama Jones will make sure Chrissy never hears the end of it. Now that everyone is staring at Jim Jones, Chrissy is, Mama Jones is louder than ever. And the streets are talking because there is only one way to fix this. So part 3 gets even more crazy. The real question is whether Chrissy will finally realize what we have all been saying all along, that she should have left years ago. Let's face it. If Chrissy was actually pregnant with his child, Jim Jones would be standing up for her right now, telling his mother to sit down somewhere and holding his woman down. But instead, he is out there moving like a ghost and not making any statements. You have 2 women out there who are claiming they are pregnant with your child, and you still aren't saying anything. Is a sign of guilt that Jim Jones hasn't come forward to put an end to this situation? When I told you that Mama Jones was going, she remarked, "I done told y'all from the beginning something about this ain't right, and now you see what I'm talking about." You already know how Mama Jones is. She returned to live and expressed her feelings to everyone. "My son isn't even claiming this baby, but Chrissy wants to pretend that she is the victim." What does that indicate? What does that indicate? The longer he doesn't say anything, the messier it gets. He isn't posting anything. He is just hiding. The internet is in ruins, and people are dragging Jim for not having the courage to confront his mother, dragging Chrissy for staying in the same place after all these years, and dragging Mama Jones for getting too involved in her grown son's business. Because, let's face it, at some point you have to let Jim Jones, a grown man with a grown woman and his mother, still out there acting as though she's the... If he had been pregnant, he would have spoken up by now. And to be honest, she's not wrong, because this whole situation doesn't add up. You know what Chrissy did next? She packed her bags. Yes, baby Chrissy has left, grabbed her belongings, got on a plane, and flew straight to Miami, and let me tell you, she is out there. It's embarrassing to be married to him. And the streets are speculating that might be the last straw for Chrissy, because despite her patience and years of drama, disrespect, and plain stupidity, she is now realizing that Jim Jones will never change. It's been seen hitting the clubs on the beach, looking completely unconcerned, and guess what? She wasn't alone, because there are rumors that she might already have a new man in her life. Excuse me? But after all these years of holding Jim down, she's finally moving on. The story has taken a completely different turn, and let's face it, is exactly what Jim Jones deserves. How many chances was Chrissy supposed to give this man? How many years was she supposed to wait around for a ring that would never come? You know who else was out there when Chrissy was having a good time in Miami? Jim Jones, this man, followed her to Miami. Excuse me, sir. Now you want to defend her and act like you. Was she supposed to put up with the disrespect, the rumors of cheating, the drama from your mama, and the constant excuses? At some point, enough is enough, and baby Chrissy has finally reached that point. Jim has reportedly been calling Chrissy to plead with her to come back, telling her that Hill should make amends and that he doesn't want to lose her. Oh, baby, you're not trying to make amends now because, let's face it, Chrissy gave this man too many chances. Where were you when she was out here trying to prove to the world that she was actually pregnant with your child? But now that she has finally moved on, you want to show up and act normal. And let's face it, it might be too late because, you know what's crazy? Chrissy might not be pregnant after all. Wait, what? The streets are talking, and some people are saying that this whole pregnancy thing might have been a test to see if Jim would finally step up, and guess what? He failed miserably. Oh my God! So the question is Chrissy really done with Jim? Or is this just another way to get him to pop the question? Would she really leave like that after all these years? Or is she still holding on to him? Continue to hope that Jim will be the man she's been waiting for because the drama is far from over. Jim is still in Miami, trying to win her back and refusing to correct the record. And you already know Mama Jones is somewhere getting ready to pop off again. What do you guys think? Will she let him get her back in like he always does? Or will she let him get her back in? She does? The internet won't let her move on because the streets remember everything. So this is just the beginning. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single update because, baby, this tea is far from cold. As you already know, this drama is far from over. Is Chrissy planning to leave permanently? Or will Jim find a way to encourage her return? And what about Mama Jones? She has more to say. So please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Is Chrissy finally finished? Or is just another round of the same old mess?